Hi, Amanda. I'm Marcia. Nice to meet you. Hello.
Kari Jon. Marcia. Make the place. I just have my bag over here. I don't have to sit.
Hey man, how are you?
They're good questions, but hello everybody, I'm Tom, John's dad, and we're very, very happy that you're all here. It's a very important event for our family. It's a coming together really of two families. We're just so happy for John and Kari, especially for the fact that everybody that loves them is right in this room right now. People came from the West Coast to be here, and from the southern part of the United States to be here. So we're just thrilled. So Lorraine and I, we're happy you're here. We are going to take a minute to ask my brother Bill, who's the senior statesman of the Reedy family,
God, we thank you for Kari and John. We ask that you would bless this special weekend to celebrate their marriage.
Shutterstock Music.
We also thank you for this meal that we're all about to have. Amen.
Thank you.
This young man, Jonathan Reedy, who is my heart, who has spent many hours at my house during his Wake Forest years, and to Kari, who came to visit during the time that they started dating. I love you both. I wish you all the best. Mazel tov. The table. So everything is symbolic today. So if you find underneath your plate Atlantic City, Ireland, or Italy, you get to take the sunflower arrangement home with you.
Because I represent the wife of one of the shovels.
a few things. And Avis, I'd like to ask you to stand and represent the Titcher family.
First, I would like to say thank you to Tom and Lorraine for hosting this tonight. I am really thrilled. I'd like to thank all the out-of-towners, which is just about
son, who is our son now, and our daughter on this great equation. Thank you, Lord. And who can also put up with Kari's animals. And we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm playing, but that won't last long. I remember feeling like Kari was really important in Jonathan's life because he called me up a few times and said, "I'm making a meal for somebody." Oh my God, he's cooking? This was great. So I knew that this relationship was going to another level because John was talking to me about chicken recipes and, you know, it was like, this is serious. But it's interesting because I did not know that Jonathan was seeing Kari. My sister did. My children have a habit of calling my sister before me to tell me that they're seeing somebody. So I thought, and then of course my sister always says, "Well, I've known for several months." You know, your kids really trust me. I said, "Yeah, it's okay." Both Kari and John meet Claire's housekeeping seal of approval, so it's a good thing. As you know, that Kari and John have a number of animals. They have 2 cats and they have 2 dogs. And the 2 dogs are very interesting characters. One is Rue and one is Kit. And so I was thinking about, you know, people give you a lot of advice when you're newlyweds, but, you know, don't take it. What I wanted to do was I surveyed Kit and Rue, and I asked them what kind of advice would they give to Kari and John. So,
Anything Kit says.
okay. So, I kind of have this in poetry form, and it's kind of all over the place, but it does rhyme a bit, if I can find it. Okay. So you're going to take your cue from Kit and Rue. When you walk through the door, love is never a chore. No matter her mood, when you give her food, Rue is a happy camper. Kit is filled with joy when you give her a toy and greets you with a running scamper. At the end of the day, all they want to say is, "I love you. I'm thrilled you're here." Sorry about that. With playfulness and faithful love, they guarantee your life will be filled with cheer. So, with anticipation and a smile, daily take a while to share laughs, love, for a happily ever after. Their dogs are always happy to greet you. You can go out and empty the garbage and come back in, and they're barking and they're happy and they're ready with kisses and hugs. I have never seen anything like it. So if you have that same kind of spirit for each other, when you empty the garbage, when you do the laundry, when you do all the stuff, change the oil in the car, if you show that same appreciation, happily ever after. Mazel tov.
In our lives. We're so excited tomorrow to get married together. So, the whole Atlantic City theme, I just wanted to give you a little background and context to it. And anyone who feels like my story is leaving out details, please feel free to share them later. So Kari and I, 5 years ago tomorrow, I was on the boardwalk of Atlantic City with my best friend Dan, sitting in the corner over here, who happens to be my best man. We took a trip down to Atlantic City from Seaside Heights house that I was randomly at for a night, just staying with Dan, and we're walking on the boardwalk. Dan sees what he thinks is a girl. He thinks he knows a girl that walked by us, and I actually started like physically punching him to call out to these girls, like, what are you doing? Come on, say hello. So Dan, being the good man that he is to me, he did call out to this girl. And Dan, the girl and me were talking and conversing, and I'm looking at Kari. She's kind of cute. Like, this is kind of cute. And just started continually talking to her. It got to the point of the conversation where I didn't have anything else to say to her, and she didn't have anything else to say to me. But Dan and his other friend were catching up, so we had this awkward moment together.
Is that when you asked her to marry you?
So we just continued on our way to go play roulette at another casino. I think it may have been the Trump Taj Mahal. And Kari and her friend Andrea went on their way. And then I asked Dan, I said, well, you have that girl Andrea's phone number, right? You have it somewhere? And he goes, no, I don't. I'm saying, are you serious? Are you kidding me? What just happened? What did I do? It was probably the worst hour of my life between the time that I talked to her on the boardwalk and then she saw Dan in the Wild West Casino with his green Happy Valley Penn State shirt on. And thank God for that, because we probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. She pulled Dan aside, and I think the second thing I said to her after meeting her the second time was, let me just get your phone number, just in case we separate again. Just out of the way. So that was very smooth. And of course, Kari would not have been there if it wasn't for her Uncle Steve giving her tickets to see Jeff Dunham that night. Somehow Jeff Dunham, we're going to be in the show someday or something. I don't know what's going to happen. But then I continued to tell Kari, like, we're going to stay up till sunrise this morning on whatever day, it's Saturday night, I guess, but we're going to stay up till sunrise. I probably said that 15 times to her that night. And from the moment I met her, and Dan and Andrea tried to give us alone time and whatever on the boardwalk, and I just knew, like, I did not want to be without this girl. I just wanted to be with this girl and not go to sleep and stay up all night with her and continue to get to know her. And that was 5 years ago tomorrow. So, thank you all. And we just want to thank all the groomsmen and the bridal party and the folks that are dealing with our nerves and everything else today. And Doug as well, who's our officiant, and we just have a special way to thank you guys right now.
I'm not talking because I won't shut up for an hour or so.
But thank you.
This is the opening ceremony tonight of John and Kari's marriage. Their life together. Opening ceremony. And the opening ceremony tonight is going to conclude with fireworks.
2016, here in New Hope, Pennsylvania, in the USA, the beloved Kari Jennifer Titcher, daughter of Avis and Elliot, and Jonathan Andrew Reedy, son of Lorraine and Thomas, entered into this mutual covenant as equal partners, loving and supportive companions in life. Surrounded today by family and friends, we promise to unite our lives in the tenderness and devotion. We will treasure and respect each other with honor and integrity as we create a trusting and harmonious relationship. May the strength of our love provide us with the determination to be ourselves and the courage to pursue our chosen path. Let these rings symbolize our commitment to each other as beloved and friends. As we share life's everyday experiences, we promise to strive for an intimacy that will enable us to express our innermost thoughts and feelings, to be sensitive at all times to each other's needs, to share life's joys, and to comfort each other through life's sorrows, to challenge each other to achieve intellectual and physical fulfillment, as well as spiritual and emotional tranquility. We also promise to establish a home shaped by our family traditions and values, a nurturing environment committed to the creation of a just society, a family filled with love and learning, goodness and generosity, comfort and compassion. We joyfully enter into this covenant and solemnly accept its obligation.
Saw me on in the bag. Okay.
In the bag.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as Steve warned me before,
Other than the front row. Right.
Good evening. Welcome. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to both John and Kari for giving me this incredible honor of being a part of their very special day today. I can truly say that with all my heart that I love these two people, and it brings me such great joy to unite the two of them today in marriage. I'd also like to add how brave and gracious they are for allowing a lifelong Red Sox and Patriots fan to officiate their wedding. I'm sure there was a lot of conversation and thinking that came to that decision. With that being said, on behalf of John and Kari, I'd like to thank you for joining us today in celebrating one of life's greatest moments, the joining of two hearts. John, Kari, what an amazing day this is. We're here to celebrate and seal your commitment to one another in marriage. Now, if there's anyone present who has just cause why this couple should not be united, there's a couple gentlemen out in the parking lot who'd like to speak with you. Today we've come together to witness the joining of these two lives. For both of you, John, Kari, from your day-to-day ordinary life, something extraordinary has happened. You found the one in which you want to grow old with. Early on, romance is fun. Heck, as some of us know, having kids is fun. But true love is something far more. It's your desire to love each other for the rest of your life. And that's what we're truly celebrating today. A great friend of mine once told me that a good marriage is one that must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's always remembering to say, I love you, at least once a day, even when the Eagles and the Giants don't catch the trip. It's never going to sleep angry. It's standing together to face the world. It's speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude towards one another in thoughtful ways. It's having the capacity to forgive and move forward. It's a common search for the good and the beautiful in life. It's not only marrying the right person, it's about being the right partner. At this time, I'd like to call Chelsea Toth forward for a reading.
The future belongs to hearts, even more than it does to minds. Love. That is the only thing that can occupy and fill eternity. In the infinite, the inexhaustible is requisite. Love participates of the soul itself. It is of the same nature. Like it, it is the divine spark. Like it, it is the incorruptible, indivisible, imperishable. It is the point of fire that exists within us, which is immortal and infinite, which nothing can confine and which nothing can extinguish. We feel it burning even to the very marrow of our bones, and we see it in beaming in the very depths of heaven. What a grand thing it is to be loved. What a far grander thing it is to love. The heart becomes heroic by dint of passion. It is no longer composed of anything but what is pure. It no longer rests on anything that is not elevated and great. An unworthy thought can no more germinate in it than a nettle on a glacier. The serene and lofty soul, inaccessible to vulgar passions and emotions, dominating the clouds and the shades of the world. Its follies, its lies, its hatreds, its vanities, its miseries, habits, blue of heaven, and no longer feels anything but profound and subterranean shocks of destiny, as the crests of mountains feel the shocks of earthquakes. If there did not exist someone who loved, the sun would become extinct.
Thank you, Joe. At this time, I'd like to ask everybody to stand. In anticipation of this day, I asked the bride and the groom a couple questions about each other, and I'd like to share their responses with you now. John, I asked Kari to think back to the first time you guys met and to tell me what initially attracted her to you. This is her response. What initially attracted me to John was that he was very friendly and seemed genuinely interested in what I had to say, which everyone knows is usually a lie. Plus, it didn't hurt that you would do. Kari, I asked John the same question. This was on the boardwalk of Atlantic City. Dan saw a girl from New Providence, Andrea, he thought he recognized. And with no prospects, future or past at the moment, I made him call out to her. So Dan and Andrea chatted, and Kari and I also chatted. I remember thinking, this girl is very cute, and I quote, also very talkative. Later on that night, we talked more as our friends purposely left us, and I learned that she was a veterinarian, and she described to me about her taking in a sick cat to her house that unfortunately was probably not going to make it. I realized she had a really good heart, and reinforced the fact that I thought she was cute. I also offered her gum after we first kissed on the boardwalk. Very smooth. John, I asked Kari to look 25 years in the future and tell me what she saw for this evening. I see us involved in some sort of courting situation. I'm not really sure where we'll be or what we'll be doing, but I do know we'll be doing it together. Kari, I asked John the same question. Hopefully no more than 2 dogs and 2 cats, which by my calculation they're already there, so good luck with that. A happy and loving family that is divided only when the Eagles play the Giants. Lots of love, vigor, and energy, and traveling and experiences together under our belt. More than likely, being a mom and dad. John, Kari, I would ask that you always treat yourself and each other with respect, and remind yourself often of these moments that brought you together today. Give the highest priority to tenderness, gentleness, kindness that your marriage deserves. When frustration and difficulty comes, as they do in every marriage, trust me, focus on the beauty in the midst of the mess. The sun is always shining above the storm clouds. And if you each will take responsibility for the quality of your life together, it will be marked by abundance and happiness. Friends and family, you occupy an important place in this couple's lives. It's in your company that these two have learned the lessons of friendship, giving, and most importantly, of love. They ask you now for your blessing over their marriage. Now that their life is entering a new phase, your role will be different, but not diminished. And so today, their wedding day, John and Kari ask you to remain steadfast, reaching out to them in times of trouble, as well as helping them celebrate their achievements and their joys along the way. Wherever your own destiny may carry you, they ask that you continue to include them in your lives. If this is so, would you please all answer, we will. I'd like to call Dan Lowe forward for another reading.
Kari and John, please face each other and take each other's hands so that you may see the gift that they are to you. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief temporarily comes your way. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will give you support and encouragement to chase down your dreams. These are the hands that will hold you tight as you struggle through difficult times. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. These are the hands that will lift your chin and brush your cheek as they raise your face to look into eyes that are filled with overwhelming love for you. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch.
Thanks, Dave.
Just remember, there's a file size maximum. Why don't you stop it?
John, if you would please share your vows with your bride, and please repeat after me. Jonathan, choose you, Kari, to be my wife.
I, Jonathan, choose you, Kari, to be my wife.
I choose to commit my life to you from this day forward.
I choose to commit my life to you from this day forward.
Through the best of times and the worst of times.
The best of times and the worst of times.
Whether we are rich or poor.
Whether we are rich or poor.
Through sickness and in health.
Through sickness and in health.
I promise to love and to treasure our relationship.
I promise to love and treasure our relationship.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
And I promise to be faithful.
And I promise to be faithful.
I give you my unconditional love.
I give you my unconditional love.
Kari, your promise to your groom, if you please repeat after me. I, Kari, choose you, John, to be my husband.
I, Kari, choose you, John, to be my husband.
I choose to commit my life to you from this day forward.
I choose to commit my life to you from this day forward.
Through the best of times and the worst of times.
Through the best of times and the worst of times.
Whether we are rich or poor.
Whether we are rich or poor.
Through sickness and in health.
Through sickness and in health.
I promise to love and to treasure our relationship.
I promise to love and to treasure our relationship.
As long as we both shall live.
As long as we both shall live.
And today I promise to be faithful.
And today I promise to be faithful.
I give you my unconditional love.
I give you my unconditional love.
Just as these rings you will wear are made of precious metals, your love for one another is also priceless. As the ring is forged in the fire, so your love will be shaped and strengthened along the journey of your life, in both good and difficult times. You see, the ring is circular. There's no end to it. In the same way, your commitment and love for one another is to have no end. This ring is a symbol to wear, reminding you of the commitment you have made before your friends and family. Jonathan, if you repeat after me, Kari, with this ring,
Kari, with this ring,
as a symbol of my commitment to you,
as a symbol of my commitment to you,
I do wed.
I do wed.
Please take the ring. Kari, if you repeat after me, Jonathan, with this ring, as a symbol of my commitment to you, I do wed. Jonathan, Kari, by the power invested to me by God in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I now pronounce you man and wife. Jonathan, kiss your bride. For the first time, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan and Kari Reedy.
You make me wanna say I do, I do, I do.
Something like that. Cry, Owen.
Shutterstock Music. Shutterstock
Thank you.
That's what it is. Maybe it's old men.
Shutterstock Music.
Would you take one of these lines?
Shutterstock Music.
I'll just go when they say fill the ceiling. Chelsea, you're gonna be out. There he is.
And all the best people.
And that question is, folks, are we ready to have some fun tonight? All right, so without further ado, teacher! And Ray Reedy! All right, with Meredith Reedy and Paul Murado. And Michael Papa Constantino. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Chelsea Toad and Dan Lowe. Bridegroom Jonathan and Kari Reed. Come on, make some noise for the bridegroom. All right, folks, and now our newlyweds will have their first dance together.
Beautiful song.
time, we'd like to ask.
Listening to his newborn baby cry. He wakes up on a coffee and splashes water on his face. His wife gives him a kiss and says it's...
Ladies and gentlemen. Come on, let's clap it out. I can't hear you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if we can have your kind attention for our traditional blessing.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Blessed are you, our Lord, our God, who has brought forth this bread for us to enjoy at this wonderful occasion. Right.
You're the apple of my eye. You light up my life. Like father, like daughter, these are just a few things I'm thinking about. How to toast my daughter. Just to say my daughter brings joy to my heart is only the beginning. From the time you were very young, you had a giant picture over your bed. What do most little girls have pictures of? Favorite singer, actor, TV character? No, you had pictures of Manny and Shark. You were always fascinated by them, wanting to go diving in a metal cage to see them up close. That led you to eventually get certified as a scuba diver. Thankfully, you never went searching for sharks to watch. I remember when you and I went on your first horseback ride. You were about 9 or 10. You could not control the horse, and it wandered into the woods, and you had to be rescued by a guide. You progressed to be a champion rider, winning so many ribbons for riding and jumping, they're too numerous to count. You loved being in Indian Princesses, and the two of us doing things together. I remember the time we went camping with the other girls and you, and you and I made a ton of water balloons that looked like hand grenades for all of you to throw at the boy campers. Those boys never knew what hit them. They got soaked. I remember when you first learned to ride a bicycle. It was tough, but you kept at it until you did not need to be held any longer. You took such good care of your first dog, Dusty. Unfortunately, he passed away way too early in his life. I think that love for your dog was one of the things that made you decide to be a veterinarian. You've given me a purpose, a goal in living my life, to show someone to live an honorable life, and to watch you pass it on to others in your world is an honor. You've given us the greatest honor to watch our daughter grow up and become the beautiful, loving, successful, professional woman that you are. To watch your own creation become a full-grown, loving member of society has truly given me joy I didn't know I could feel. I hope some of the building blocks Mom and I have shown you I've given you the foundation to be a loving wife, successful business person, an animal lover, a wonderful friend, and whatever other things that are in store for you as you build your life with John. To watch your baby grow up and fly away from the nest fills Avis and me with pride and joy, and even more joy in knowing that we are always here for you, looking forward to sharing the next years with you, whatever that brings to us. Kari, my baby, my toddler, my teenager, my college student, my veterinarian, and now my Sadie married lady. John, you are the son I never had. We are alike in so many ways. I was thrilled when you and Kari started dating, and beyond happy when you asked my permission to marry her. I know that the two of you will be very happy together with her animals. That you now are taking an interest in biking makes me so happy that you share my passion for the sport. I could not ask for a better son. Mazel tov and happiness to you both for always.
Together. And this night, you know, there's so many people here that love John and Kari. Family, John's friends from when he was this little to a grown man. His wrestling coach is here that he loves. You know, what a beautiful gathering. I still remember the day Jonathan told Lorraine and me that he was dating Kari. He came into the house, he sat down in the family room, and he said, I just want to tell you that I met someone, I'm dating this woman named Kari. I said, that's great. And John leaned forward a little bit, and he said, she's a vet. And not having any animals, I said, well, I wonder, is that the Air Force, or what that was? It turns out I learned a lot about veterinary medicine in the last 5 years. But especially, I learned about Kari's love for animals. But more importantly, and more profoundly, her love for John. God bless you both. L'chaim, mazel tov.
And we love you, Dan.
I'm not the most Mrs. Reedy thing Mrs. Reedy has ever done with that dance. Those of you who know Lorraine, I have a priceless heart attack for you guys, by the way. So last night, John told a story about how he met Kari, and though there are no less than 1 million ways I can publicly shame and embarrass John at this time, I won't do that. But if you are curious to know the full account of what actually happened when John met Kari, I will be happy to share all the details with you. It's not going to happen here, it's not truly appropriate. But I have nothing but great things to say about you guys. Kari, I'm so thankful that you're in my life, only because now somebody else feels the pain that I have suffered. More than 2 decades I have known this guy. And it's been quite a struggle, but at the same time, I've come to know him from more than just a friend of mine. Truly, it's been 20 years of friendship and many, many more years of what I consider to be a brother of mine. And that's all I really have to say, so mazel tov, you guys. Let's do the chair.
Meredith, John's younger sister. I am standing in for the maid of honor, Ariel, who is one of Kari's best friends since they were 11. She had a baby 12 days ago, so she can't be here. When they asked me to give the toast, I was pretty hesitant at first for 2 reasons. One, it is definitely not on my bucket list to cry in front of 164 people, so this is your warning. And 2, I'm really good at doing impersonations and accents. I'm at the table over there, so you can get me later if you need anything. And I thought that Kari was going to pressure me into doing this toast in an accent, but she didn't. A little bit though. Okay, before we actually toast, we just want to share a quick story that shows how Kari has really become family. I have a rescue dog named Delilah, and she's perfect. And a couple of months ago, John, my mom, and I were on a walk near my parents' house. We were in a wooded area, a couple of streets away from my parents' house, and John said, oh, you know what, why don't you let her off the leash a little bit? She'll run around, be fine. And I, as the younger sister, of course, listened to my big brother, which was a huge mistake. She started, a couple minutes she was fine. She was near us. Then eventually she started running and sprinting away from us. John and I were literally sprinting, trying to chase this dog. John's a little bit faster than me, not by much, really. Anyway, she is 100% completely fine and healthy, but she ended up getting hit by a car that day. John's fault. And this is where Kari comes in. John called Kari right after we got back to my house. We got her, and Kari had just worked a long day. Kari works in Pennsylvania, which is a good drive away from my parents' house. Kari immediately said that she would come to my parents' house and check Delilah out. She did not hesitate for a second. She knew that she would calm us and put us at ease immediately when she got there. When she did get there, she reassured us all that my perfect, sweet, adorable rescue dog that occasionally pees in my house was totally fine. This is just one example of how Kari has really become a great part of our family. We are very, very happy to have a experienced, skilled veterinarian in the family. Kari, thank you for saving my dog, and thank you for loving my brother. Welcome to the family.
And when it's over, you can need your